1. Pre-pandemic, I'm working as a server running plates, pouring drinks, serving tables, etc. at an inner-city cafe by day, wedding venue by night, hipster joint. Bare brick walls and impossibly heavy French-style cast-iron tables that still always somehow wobble. At the time, I am still green and a bit young and trying to earn my stripes, so I get a bit anxious at times trying to please everyone and end up fucking up. The chef is this lanky guy with long red hair and a golden tooth that I'm trying to impress, but still cannot resist asking stupid questions like, "Chef, the crab risotto looks excellent. How long did it take to prepare all the meat?" This was for a wedding with 300 plus guests. Alongside red-headed Goldtooth is the Sioux. He's a younger Nepalese guy that smokes a lot and is pretty chill, even though we don't speak much. Anyways, when we open the place, we have to convert it from cafe to wedding venue. Which involves clearing space in what is usually a very busy brunch spot. Yep, for the arriving guests and making space for a ceremony, etc. Which involves carrying the aforementioned cast iron fuckers up out of the cafe into the back. After that's done, I go around placing tea lights here and candles there, and lighting them all, and eventually, inevitably, I have to borrow a lighter from the kitchen. Thus, when eventually, inevitably, in turn, one of those lighters runs out, the long type with the snout thing that looks like a rifle that chefs love, and I return it to the Sioux asking, "Chef, is there a place to refill these?" Prepping pretty hard for 300 plus guests, and he takes the thing very smoothly from my hands and shoots it. Got to dinner rush, and all those crab risotto and heirloom carrots on pearled barley and pumpkin ravioli dishes are going out, and I'm bringing plates in and stacking and passing to the dishwasher, and suddenly, God forbid, the chef cannot find a lighter, and for some reason in that split second, before my brain can catch up, I point at the bin and say, "In there, chef!" And as my brain fills in the gaps, "Why is it in there?" I froze and stared past him, my focus beyond the long red locks and that golden tooth shining like a lens flare. "Mate," I stared straight at you standing at the counter, sprinkling finely chopped chives on that fucking risotto, and I saw your eyes widen as you looked up at me and my mouth fell open and I said, "I threw it in there, chef. I threw it away because it was empty." And I didn't get to taste any crab risotto that night, let's say. 2. Okay, it's alright to leave me to my devices. Try to get the work of 4 people done all on my own. Pisses me the fuck off, though, especially when there are 2 other people standing in the back who could be helping. So this is what I was at when my bosses decided to be rude to me. First one AM, and the other who she is training to take her place. I've been in the industry 18 years, and for 18 years, I have never had to run the posting of 3 people in the kitchen on top of cashier duties, not once. Yet they get disrespectful towards me, after I've already told everyone that I'm in severe pain, which I am today. Today was a really bad day for gallstones and kidney stones. So I'm almost to the point of passing out at times, yet I'm holding it together, I'm maintaining, and I'm doing what I need to do, yet someone, not me, messed up clock times. Yes, I work in fast food. Yet that wasn't my fault, and I will be damned if I'm going to answer for someone else's problems. So I said nothing and kept going, until the AM said my name and asked about the times. I just glared at her and kept going, as if that's not a hint enough that I'm already about to lose my temper. One manager gets on me for not looking at the screen at another station to be sure I had everything down for it, as well as the station I was working, even though I've apologized 3 times for missing it. I'm livid, tell her I will leave, and does she want to do it? I've been trying to maintain in pain, watching 3 screens at once, and not everything is on all 3 screens. She should already know this, yet she had to give me a hard time. I told her I'll let her finish the orders if she keeps talking to me. She stammered something about her rude question only being constructive criticism. I'm sorry, but criticism isn't a smart-mouth question. I just told her what happened, leave it alone. Then the other AM, the one she is training, I inform her that she forgot to put a Sani bucket in the kitchen at the beginning of shift. Told her that's a health code violation. We need to have a Sani station in the kitchen at all times. She treats me like it's my problem and my fault that it had not been done yet. I'm fuming at this point. I was assigned cashier and was just floating to kitchen. Kitchen was not my assigned space. Yet I was busting my balls anyway, and when I tell her of her health code violation, she made it seem like it was all on me. I lost it. I absolutely lost it. I told her I'm not dealing with this disrespect. I'm done. I'm going home. This place is a revolving door, and I know why. I'm not the one to be pushed over, and since I'm learning to be management from people who can't even get right, I'm going to be taking notes from now on. They want to play that way, I play hardball. I'm going to have documentation of the narcissists making mistakes, ones that could get them fired. I think you know what comes next. I didn't want to tell them everything about what these stones are like. It's like feeling like you're about to piss yourself when they're in your bladder. It's a nausea-inducing roller coaster ride when they're blocking your bile duct. I told them I was having problems, and they wondered why I got angry at being berated like that. Being openly disrespected when I was just informing them that we need a Sani bucket in the kitchen. I'm not sure if I should sit down with the GM and AM and have a chat, but I'm not going to be disrespected. 3. I've been working and hosting in Florida for 5 years, and never have I experienced anyone so aggressive, condescending, obnoxious, and entitled. And as most of you have as well, I've encountered many folks who fit all those categories. So for context, the restaurant I work at is first come, first served. The only reservations we take are for very large parties. We got a call around 6 p.m. from a woman asking for a reservation for 6 people later this evening. My other host informed her that we're just first come, first served, but that we should be able to accommodate her party. So now it's about 6:30 p.m. on a Saturday night at one of the busiest restaurants in town, and a woman walks up. My other host greets her, and the woman claims she has a reservation for 6 people. My host, knowing we'd never take a reservation for 6 people, informs her that we only take reservations for large parties, but that we'd be happy to add her to the wait list, which is about 30 minutes for 6 people. Not bad for a Saturday night, in my opinion, but shawty flipped out. I swear to God, you would have thought we'd told her we killed her firstborn child or something. So my hostess tells the woman she'll go double-check and see if there's anything we can do, and comes to find me. I'm the lead, so I am the one to deal with these situations, and lets me know what's going on, and I go out for my turn. Off the bat, she has the nastiest attitude, and I very politely inform her that my host was accurate with her quoted wait time, and it would be around 30 minutes. She pops off, telling me the girl on the phone said she'd be able to seat us immediately, that 30 minutes is unacceptable, and that she has a baby in the car so he can't wait that long, and that we need to get our shit together and start telling people the truth. And just absolutely berating me. And I want to stress how loud and aggressive she was in saying all of this. I then explained to her what accommodate means, and she loses it on me again. At this point, I've had enough. She's just repeating the same over and over again and throwing a tantrum like a 4-year-old. So this is when I say, ma'am, I apologize, but unfortunately I cannot change the wait time. It's going to be around 30 minutes. Would you like to remain on the list? She screams,
No, take me off. 30 minutes is ridiculous. This is unacceptable. I'm not waiting that long.
So I cross her name out and say, okay, I'm sorry about that. Have a good night. To which she goes apeshit that I'm not engaging her in a fight and clearly just trying to be done with this conversation. I then just repeat myself. Ma'am, I have taken you off the list. If you want, I can put you back on, but if you want to take your name off the list, unfortunately, there's nothing more I can do for you. Cue more screaming. And at this point, I'm fed up, so I cut her off, stuck my hand in her face to say stop. Looked her dead in the eyes, and in the most deadpan monotone voice I could muster said, Ma'am, I have taken you off the wait list. We're done here. I am refusing you service at this point. Have a good night. And as she sticks her finger in my face and starts,
No, no, no,
I slammed the door in her face and walked straight to the back. When I come back up to the front, I find her absolutely berating my manager about how rude we are, and saying all the same things that she said to me. He didn't take it either and immediately comes to our defense, which set her over the edge, and she finally left. Now I'm just waiting for the Yelp review. Probably doesn't sound that bad, but the aggression in her voice and how loud she was screaming, and everything she was saying was absolutely insane. 4. I work at a hotel restaurant. I like the work I do. I get to interact with the people of the world, and the staff I work with are from all over the world. A regular Cobb salad. No uniformed melting pot over here, but I digress. We are constantly changing breakfast vouchers to appease the Schmariotan guests. Come in at 7 a.m. It's the first day we have them drop, so I immediately tell the guest, "Hey, this is the first day we're implementing these. There might be some hiccups, but we'll more than likely make up. Like you're getting what you want on the Schmariotan's bill." They were already in a mood thanks to their younglings' tantrums. We did the best we can, but it's out of my control on hiccups because it's 7 a.m. and the vouchers are being fine-tuned. Again, I do my best to make their stay pleasant, but to no avail. They left angry, left a tip on the low end, and complained the way out. But whatever. Yesterday's tables are yesterday's tables. I have kids, and I can sympathize and empathize. Shit, the wife and I had a terrible Disneyland experience. The kids were non-stop crazy with tantrums and whatnot, which caused us to argue in the open, but we love each other, so we worked it out quickly for our sake. But here's the thing, I would never pin my problems on the staff at hotels, restaurants, or parks, because it's not their concern. This brings me to the rant. After we service them on the Schmaritan's dime, they come back the next day with the same attitude, same vouchers. There goes yesterday's table philosophy. Here we go. I greet them, sat them, and was friendly as I recall their order. During this, the husband gets up and walks up to the management to complain. I caused their whole day to be ruined yesterday because the timing of the meals was off, so the kids missed nap time. It was my fault and thus requested to change servers mid-through service. The husband decided that I should not be there and threw me under the bus. Angry or just upset? Who knows? I don't have a clue this is going on. Get started on meals and go about my workflow. Then the wife goes to management and defends me, saying it's not my fault, but my husband is already angry. I don't know what it was that did it. As I'm talking to another guest, management pulled me aside and informed me of the change. No worries, it happens. Move on with my day. Not my first clown college party. But the thing that made me rant was later I'm getting out of work. As I walk to the car, I see them all lovey-dovey near where I parked. It didn't matter that the server who took over got a huge difference in tips. It didn't matter that all changes took part and everything went smoothly, thanks to me relaying all that I knew about their experience with the next server. I still care about people's experiences. No, it was their lack of self-awareness as I passed them to get to my car, as if the husband didn't just jeopardize my job because of their bad moods. All is cool with the people I work with. They're seasoned veterans. They know. So no worries, yesterday's tables are yesterday's tables until they're not, and they come back and rant. 5. I'm a 27-year-old female, and I started as a server at a place run by a friend. Seemed like a good opportunity. They knew I had disabilities from a car accident. Nothing you can really see except a small scar on my face. I was complying with the front-of-house waitress's request that I did not come in at my scheduled time, because she didn't schedule it, the owner did. It was a mess. Ariel, 40-something, our front-of-house had personal issues going on and cussed me out over a misunderstanding. I had been there 5 days. I spoke with my friend, the owner. He assured me this would not happen again, and she just had a really bad day. I say, okay, I can understand that. I came back, and every shift with her has been literal hell. She has berated me non-stop nearly every shift. Well, the straw that broke the camel's back is when I came in for a shift 1 hour after finding out the man who raised me had passed away that morning. I came into work, let everyone know I wasn't at my best, but I would set it aside because I didn't want to call out, knowing they may not be able to find someone that quick to work a shift. From the moment I walked in, she treated me like I was the biggest POS. I mean, hatred was what I felt from her. I did everything from walk the wrong direction down the hall to being too slow for her liking, to asking her if I could help her, which honestly just made her crazy. I asked at one point towards closing if there was anything I can do for her, and she looks me dead in the eye, smiles, and inexplicably says, "Don't you think you've been here long enough to know what the F to do? Read the list." I almost lost my freaking mind right then and there. I wasn't asking what needed to be done for clothes. Everyone else helps each other on shift. Everyone else and her also knows I have dyslexic aphasia, and that if they just tell me we can get things done faster, never mind that I have no clue what she has or hasn't done in the back. Well, at one point she decides I don't need the food on my plate for my order, that I'm trying to get off the pass, so she takes it and tells everyone she can just wait. She says it like I'm not standing inches away, waiting on her to move so I can get it. The looks that followed were priceless. I somehow keep it together. At another point, I walk out from the back, look around to see what needs to be done, and she says, "There's plenty to do around here, don't just stand there." I just walked from the back. I finally speak to the owner again. This was it. I explained that I came in when I was grieving a devastating loss, and to be treated like this was absolutely ridiculous. I didn't deserve it. Sure, I've messed things up while I've been there, even before, having a lot on my mind. But this wasn't like that. And even if it was, I've been there a month. I'm not a career waitress yet, I just started. She blamed me for the kitchen losing my ticket, instead I should have known. The people had been waiting maybe 15 minutes. It seemed a little long for what they ordered, but we were also slammed. I just can't with this psychotic woman. I've never seen anyone with so little empathy. I wasn't asking for a hand to hold, but she looked for things to just go crazy about. I told them that, and I didn't get scheduled with her this week for the first time. I hope it keeps up. I love everyone else, and without the stress of her, I actually make less mistakes. I don't feel so on edge. It's been a great work week so far. Any advice for future issues? I've heard her speak to one other person this way once, but it has felt overall personal. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to Spinning Plates, episode 197. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. Please do press the like button and share that video around if you'd be so kind. Okay, I don't think there's any special shoutouts today, so let's move right along to Hellfreezer's question of the day. And today's question is, well, let's keep it quite simple. How are you ringing in the new year? If that's something you even care about. Maybe you go to bed before it all happens, and that's fine too. Now, mine's going to be a little bit different this year. You see, usually what I do on New Year's Eve is I'd go around to my sister's house and I spend a few hours, maybe 2 at most, and with my family and see in the new year then. However, this year, New Year's Eve falls on a Saturday, which for me is a semi-worky day, because I always like to do a stream on a Saturday. So I'm going to be doing that as usual. I will very likely be seeing in the new year by playing Phasmophobia with y'all. Or anyone who certainly wants to join, of course, is welcome. Or maybe we'll do something else, who knows. But most importantly, we'll be hanging out and chatting and seeing in the new year together. Hasn't really been a great year overall. I'm certainly hoping for a better one in 2023. There have been some very good things. I met my partner. That was a very good highlight. Had to get rid of some unfavorable people in my community. That was unfortunate, especially when you didn't realize they were unfavorable. But that had to be done, and I think we're all better for it ultimately. I'm very protective of you guys, and if I find someone's acting improperly, I will root it out and get rid of it, which is what I did. And if anyone slips past me again in the future, which I hope not, they'll be dealt with similarly. And no, I won't be naming names in that regard. Not really for me to say. The people that need to know. Thankfully, those people are few and far between, and most people in my community are absolutely lovely. Absolute sweetie pies you are. Well, let's see, what else? Anything else happened this year? Apart from that, just I've been doing my best to keep making the best content I can, and keeping people entertained. Now, before I go, as it is that time of year, I like to do this a couple of times a year. Gonna give a shout out to my Patreon. Yes, there is a Hellfreezer Patreon. You can find the link to that in the description of this and pretty much every video. If you would like to support the channel financially, please do so. As I upload as frequently as I do, there aren't many bonuses, but I upload archives of certain series when I'm able to. I should be able to get a couple more up in the coming year, hopefully. I've got more storage space now, so I should be able to do that. And you can also find, well, there is a link to Twitter, but I've been using that less at the moment. There is a Hellraiser Discord, but I don't think I linked that. But you will get the link to that in Saturday night's stream. I usually post it there for anyone that wants it. And with that, I think I'm going to head off for now. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourself.